And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate y'all. I know y'all not watching this till like 11:30 because the big football game is on and all that. But hey, man, Voch and Bryan got a little bit of work for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep it some sort of consistent here. Bryan, you mentioned to me yesterday. You said, man, Voch, if you can, let's find a mock draft or something. But if you can find one of them 2-round joints, because to be fair, Bryan, we are into that range now. I actually counted my big board today, Bryan, because I can look at my big board now, and I got 57. Pardon me, I got 59 now. I got 59 players on it. So I think we are dabbling into day 2 for real. So I think we can look at a 2-round mock draft and see what it says. I found 2, and they were hard to find. It was hard to find, Bryan Broaddus, but anything for the great Bryan Broaddus. First of all, you doing all right? Everything's okay?
Doing great, sir. Thank you very much.
All right, let's get to work.
Doing great. Yeah. Just I like I was telling you in the pre-show meeting, when I come back in my second life, I want to be Bennett Broaddus. Is what I want to be.
What a dude.
Yeah. Like Bennett Broaddus is, his dad had the thought about, hey, in this playoff starts, there's this Cotton Bowl game. Maybe Texas can win a couple of games. And, Bennett's like, well, Dad, if I get tickets. I get tickets. I get tickets, Dad. Get a call like beginning of the week. Hey, Dad, just got those tickets at Cotton Bowl game. Oh, yeah. Got 2 tickets at a parking pass, lot 4, right across where I park in lot 3 in the media. Oh, Dad, really? Wow. I'll tell you what, Dad. I mean, hey, that Texas Longhorn football. Yeah.
You say, hold on time. You say over there in lot 3, across from lot 4. Where I park.
Right across from lot 3 with the media parks. I mean, I'm right. He's like lot 4, and here I am, like, Dad. Dad to the rescue. But hey, that's what dads do, right? But yeah, he's enjoying his Longhorns. But they're down 7-0. I don't know if there's any change since we've come on the air. No change. Okay, so getting ready to get to halftime, and so in my second life, I want to come back as young Bennett Broaddus, who says he has tickets, then he doesn't have tickets, but Dad had the thought that maybe if I spend the money right now, I could get me a couple of good tickets, but hopefully Texas pulls this out. I know we got some Ohio State. That's a good matchup, though. This will be good film to watch. I know through the first half of watching this game a little bit, you got some, Barron covering and Williams rushing. I mean, you got all kinds of things, going on here. So it should be interesting, but it's nice you found a 2-round mock draft. I'm always looking forward to those.
Yeah, let's take a look at it, man. Bryan Broaddus with the quote of the day. He said, "Oh yeah, I got you some parking in lot 3, right across where I park in lot 4." That's hard, Bryan. That's hard.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
But let's get into it. So, Bryan, I read much better with pictures, Bryan, but this mock draft ain't got pictures. So we're gonna have to use words here. Can you see that pretty well?
Slightly bit bigger.
Let me give you a little bit more.
Can you give me some? That works right there.
All right, a little bit more right there. All right, cool. So hey, let's run through this. Quarterback goes to the Tennessee Titans first, of course. Quarterback, and we got Travis Hunter Bryan, what the hell going on with people in Will Johnson here? Travis Hunter does not go 3 to the Giants. Will Johnson, cornerback from Michigan, goes 3 to the Giants. What's going on with these people?
Yeah, I'm really interested in this whole Will Johnson thing, and man, I am not going to get influenced because I think I see what I see. I'm going to be interested to see what he does run at the combine. The length is impressive. There's a lot of impressive things about the player. I have questions about him, there's certain players in this draft, and I've talked about this a little bit. The Mykel Williams. I know that Law was tweeting today. Talking about, man, that Mykel Williams, let me tell you, man, you guys all can take that Carter from Penn State and all that. And then the first line underneath in the comments was, well, Voch and Broaddus don't think so.
Shouts out to our people. They'll be right.
And Law gave it well, I've been doing this and my track record's been pretty good the last 3 years. And I'm like, okay, I read that kind of as a shot. So I comment, I go, there's certain players that you feel comfortable with and some that you don't.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to be, to admit if I'm wrong about a player. And by the way, I've been doing this a long time too.
Sure.
Sure. And he gave me that. Oh, you're the GOAT, Broaddus.
And that's the beauty of this thing, though, Bryan. That's the beauty, man.
I wasn't looking for that. I wasn't looking for that at all. I was just, I think there's certain players that we talk about, and not everybody's going to feel comfortable with every single player on that board. There's my personal experience. There are things, there are guys that said stuff during meetings that I did not feel comfortable with. Yeah. And there was stuff that I said that, that they aren't comfortable with. I mean, I ran a draft in Philly in '98, and it was myself, Mark Ross, who's on the NFL Network now, and Dan Shanka, Jake Hollum. It was us. We were putting that board together, and I was saying stuff, and they're like saying stuff, and it goes back and forth. There's, if you get a consensus on this, and I'll be interested to see where the Gang of Sevens and the scouts, once, the media scouts have all got that Will Johnson and Mykel Williams and those guys elevated to a pretty lofty standard.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see if they ever come off that, or is it going to be, that's where they're going to be picked. And if they're picked, if Will Johnson, cornerback, Michigan, goes to the football giants there, you know what? Hey, tip of the cap. Something I don't know.
I take it,
and we'll see. We'll see how it plays. Yeah,
I will take that, Bryan. He just doesn't jump off the film to me, and I want my.
He doesn't either. That's the thing about it is he just doesn't. That's there's certain corners that we've watched in this draft that I feel like that show a little bit more. So
sure. If
somebody gets Will Johnson right and I'm wrong, I am so willing to admit that I am way wrong about a guy. And I don't feel comfortable with him, and I don't feel comfortable with Mykel Williams.
Correct.
And there's some other players I don't, it's Scorton. I mean, there's players that right now, as we speak on January 10th, I don't feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
And it's my job to figure it out and get more tape, get in other games, talk to people. Hey, what am I missing here? Kind of set me up for that. So, in discussions like I have with you,
sure.
When you and I talk about players, I get something from that. Yeah. Or we were on the draft show. We've only been on the draft show one time together, but by the time we get to the 20th draft show, I'll like, okay, man, maybe I'm too dug in on this guy.
Sure.
Maybe I need to, or maybe these guys are absolutely wrong about this player.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to move. But I get that interaction with you, that like, it's like being with a guy.
Fact checking a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's like,
let me see your notes. Let me see your notes. Here are my notes. Let me see yours.
No. I put the guy in the second round and you say, well, I put him in the third. And then I go, okay, well, you're probably right about that then. Because there's things I could always go back and read my notes and tell when I really liked a player and when I had that pause about the player.
Yeah.
And Will Johnson to me right now, as we speak on January 10th, I have some pause about his true ability. And hell, he might, like I said, we need to do more work on him for sure.
Sure. After that, Bryan, the New England Patriots run their ass to the podium, and they go get Travis Hunter up out of there like the Giants should have.
Dang, that guy goes 4th overall.
That's
How
wild.
about that?
That is madness.
I mean, and clearly one of the best players in the country.
Sure. Mason Graham goes.
I would have if you said, hey, Will Johnson or Hunter, which one goes first?
Travis.
I would have bet you $100 that Hunter goes first. Yeah. I would have bet you 100.
Let's see who made this mock draft. This was made by boy. You better not put your name. Okay, this is made by 7 people. Okay, so this is made by a group of people. Okay, cool. So Travis goes 4. Graham goes 5 to Jacksonville. Burden goes 6. That's as high as I've seen.
Let me circle back real quick. The one thing that's been real consistent through just the mock drafts, and we're going to do a lot more.
Graham at 5.
Breaking them down. Graham has been in the top 6 on a lot of these drafts, hasn't he?
Yes, sir.
That's the one thing. You're like thinking, damn, defensive tackles, 5th, 6th overall.
Yep.
It's been pretty consistent with this guy. I think this kind of lines up with how good that guy is.
Yeah. We've been seeing Graham at Jacksonville, and we've been seeing Carter at the Jets every single time, Brian. So we'll see.
Right.
But Burden goes to Vegas, which is interesting, and McMillan goes to the Jets. The Jets got a ton of receivers over there, but hey, they had him. Burden going to Carolina is another thing that we've been seeing a whole bunch of, Brian.
Okay, go back real quick. Okay, so Carolina, go to Carolina's pick. I believe that's at 8.
Yep. Carter goes 8.
Let's okay. That's Abdul Carter goes to the Carolina Panthers. Let me play a little drill with you here, real quick, if I could. Okay. Let me do something with you.
Yes, sir.
Let me see if I could pull this off the right way. Hold on one second.
Knock yourself out.
I'm going to try to. Oh, where'd it go? Oh gosh, I thought I had it. All right. At one time, all right. Let me do this real quick because I've got the NFL trade chart. The Cowboys NFL trade chart.
Okay,
is what I got.
What's it going to take to get to 8?
And that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and help I'm sorry, it went away there when we went on air.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Dallas's trade chart. Here we go. I got to kind of blow it up so I can see the numbers. Okay. The 8th overall pick, which belongs to the Carolina Panthers, is worth 1,400 points.
Okay.
Your pick at 12 is currently worth 1,200.
Okay.
You've got to make up 200 points somewhere. Okay, here we go. Let's think about this. Your 77th pick overall is a 3rd round pick. It's worth 205 points. If we're going to try and get the Carolina to get that player, it's going to cost us our 205. Or it's going to cost us our 77. Carolina has a pick ahead of you. They have the 75th pick. San Francisco has the 76th pick, and you have 77. You can entice Carolina. Like now, you've also given them a situation too where they have your pick 113. So Carolina not only has their pick at 110, that starts the 3rd day.
Yep.
They get their own pick at 110, and they've got your pick at 113. So if you really, you've already helped Carolina. If damn, you might as well help them some more if you want to.
Sure.
But you could give them. You've already now given them. You would have given your 3rd, and you would have given their 4th for an opportunity. You got Mingo with the 4th.
Yeah.
But now you could go get Carter with that 77th pick. That would give you that would knock you out pretty good. You would have again the 12th overall pick, the 44th pick, and then you're pretty much done till the 5th round. So, how much are you willing to potentially do something like that?
Man. Okay, so it's all gonna depend on how aggressive they are signing guys this offseason. Man, if you can get me some competent dude. See, the Cowboys always lie to you and say, hey, if we can play a game today, we'll do it because we got a roster to go line up and go play a game right now. Brian, if they truly did that and we truly took care of 1 tech, 3 tech, corner was good, we got a wide receiver to a running back, I would consider doing it. But how this team operates, Brian, this team needs every single damn pick we can get, bro. Especially day 1 and day 2 picks.
Okay. So right now, as you and I talk on January 10th, and we've tried to educate our fan base a little bit here if you were to go from 12 to 8 with the chance to draft the Penn State edge, Carter, it's going to cost you your 77th pick. Would you be willing to do that? You sound like you're not willing to do that. You're going to stand in there and make a pick.
I'm going to hold on to my picks.
Yeah. You're going to stand there and make a pick at 12.
Yep. I'm going to hold on to my picks because I don't have faith that the Cowboys are truly going to sign players in the offseason, Brian. Like, free agency is so important, and I don't have faith that the Cowboys are going to take advantage of that. Now, if the Cowboys were a super aggressive team that go out and get dudes, yeah, Brian, I would definitely trade up for Carter because Carter's a dude. Abdul Carter is a dude. But I don't think the Cowboys are going to go find me some dudes. They're going to lean on these picks, Brian. And I need all of them.
Okay. Well, so we've educated our fan base, and it's, your pick is worth $1,200.
Yep, right there.
And the Carolina pick's worth $1,400. You're gonna have to make up a pick difference of $200. The 77th pick is 205 points.
Yep.
That's where we're at.
That's where we at.
So it sounds like you're not interested in doing that. I'd be interested to hear the comments, but I think you make a damn good argument why you wouldn't do it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we've already talked about it, Brian. Where it's going to get really, really premium at is these tackles are going to be there. These runners are going to be there. These guards, these interior guys, man, it's so much you can use. Look, we up here talking about taking Carter right now. These long name pass rushers, they all going to be right up in there, Brian. They all going to be right up in there. But let's get back to the mock. Let's see what's going on. Carter goes 8.
So we're not trading up there. We're not trading up for him.
Nope. And there's your wide receiver from Ohio State going 9th overall right there.
Okay, so now we have all 3 wide receivers off the board before we even pick. Am I right about that?
Burden, McMillan, and Ibuka are gone.
All gone.
All gone.
You know why they're all gone? Because in a draft that doesn't have a lot of depth to it,
sure,
they're going to go get those wide receivers first.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So if Dallas is sitting there thinking that they might get a wide receiver at 12, this little exercise right here told us might not.
Not gonna be able to do it.
That might not happen.
Nope.
Yep.
Yeah. I had to trade up to get a receipt. Okay, so let me pull this chart up. If I had to get to New Orleans, then right, the difference is right around the same. It's 150. So you would have to either
you could kick 77 and they would kick something back to you in the maybe you get your day 3 pick back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What's New Orleans? Does New Orleans have multiple picks in the 4th round?
New Orleans, I can find out for you, but
you could just look at that. You could look at that trade chart you had up there because it has them all up there. Or you could go,
they got them all. They got them all laid
out
pretty right here.
Okay, there you go.
So they got 9, 40, 71, 90, 110, 127. They got some picks.
They got some picks?
Yeah.
All right. Well, see, now we have to figure out, okay, what's the, if you're going to kick them your 3rd to move up, which is an overpay, what's the difference now? What's the difference between 50 points?
Yeah. So,
okay, so
New Orleans has to give us 127, and 127 is their 4th round pick. So we would get 9 and their 4th round pick for our 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Something to think about, but probably not the most inviting thing for you right now.
Nope, not gonna be able to do it. Not gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna hang in there.
Right.
Will Campbell goes to the Bears, Brian, and Kenny Grant goes to the Niners.
We're in good shape. I mean, we're in good shape if we're still holding on Banks. Mm-hmm. We're still holding on Banks. We haven't lost him yet, right?
We have not lost Banks.
Yeah, there you go.
So let's see. At Cowboys at 12, they take Genty. Brian, if you are tasked to pick between Ashton Genty, running back from Boise State, or Kelvin Banks, the tackle for me, guard for you, Texas, which one you taking?
I would take Genty, and I think the Cowboys might take Banks.
Damn, boy.
You think the Cowboys would take Genty?
Nah. I think they'll only take Genty if they're wiped out. And I think
they're wiped out at wide receiver.
They're definitely wiped out at wide receiver. I would have to ask you to ask one of your friends, what do they think of Banks? Because if they think of Banks as a guard, then they'll pass on him.
I wonder because I've heard other scouts maybe talk about playing a little soft.
Yeah.
Banks plays a little soft.
I don't know.
I don't know that either.
Ever since
the scout told me that. I go, hey, guy plays a little soft. I went, oh, okay.
Since he's gotten hampered by his little injury or whatever, I mean,
sure.
I mean, that could have something to do with it, but I wouldn't say that he plays soft, Bryan, bro.
Might be a soft guy.
He might be well spoken and a gentleman, Bryan, but I don't think he soft.
See, this is why you take damn Genty right now. You don't even think
we don't even have conversations like this, Fashion Genty.
No, you're not even having a conversation unless you want to sit there and maybe now you got to look at one of those defensive dudes. Now I mean, if it comes down to okay, let's go behind there. Let's go behind our pick there. Say they take Genty. They take Genty. Let's see again who's behind. Let's see who's behind.
Okay. I had some film pulled up for you, Bryan. I was about to say.
For what, guy being not.
Yeah, Kelvin Banks ain't soft. So after this.
I mean, they might think personality-wise.
Maybe. But Kelvin Banks goes, where we at? Bam. Kelvin Banks goes 13 to Miami, Bryan.
Okay, so there you go. It goes right behind you.
Yep.
Give me 14, please.
Starks and then Scorden.
Okay.
After that, you got Pierce and then Stewart. Scorden and Stewart shouldn't even be here.
See, man, now they're starting. Now you got me just.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, whew.
Yeah.
Got lucky here.
Yeah.
I got lucky here.
Walter Nolan at 18.
There's another one.
A little high for me.
Another one.
A little high for me.
This draft is kind of like you and I are looking at each other going, oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tyler Warren went 19, and there's your guy right there at 20. I would rather take this guy, Mike Green, than some of these other guys that we've mentioned so far.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
Yeah.
I would consider Mike Green in that group, but there's Mike Hill Williams right there at 21.
Hold on, bro. Let me see, because I haven't seen Jalen Walker's name. Did we miss him?
I didn't see him either. See, that's what I was going to ask you.
Starks.
Okay. Would you look at, okay.
Hell yeah.
This draft doesn't have Barron in it yet. Or it doesn't have Barron and it doesn't have Walker.
Simmons at 22.
Simmons.
Ravel 23. Barron at 24. Trey Harris at 25. What's going on? Okay, here we go. Jahad Campbell at 26 and Jalen Walker at 27. That's interesting.
I mean, I tell you, Tampa Bay get Jalen Walker. I think there's so many guys that are picked after the Cowboys pick there, like 14, 15, 16, that I would take Jalen Walker over most of those guys.
Scorden, Stewart, and Nolan.
Yeah. That whole thing.
Yeah.
That whole man. There's the A&M kids just not feeling comfortable about that. That's another one that I'm struggling with right now. As we all. And then Minnesota.
Do we have to revisit him, Bryan? Because a lot of people have him like damn near consensus first round, and I just think that his movement keeps him from being up here, or his lack of movement.
I think he's he reminds me very much of those tackles from Georgia that Alabama that people like the Giants took.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they're big, heavy-footed, slow-footed guys.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm right about him.
Yeah.
I think I'm right about him. Yeah.
That's tough, Bryan. But Baltimore gets Ursery. Derek Harmon goes 29. We like Harmon.
We like Harmon, yeah.
29, we could talk. Uman Yellen, Umaman Yellen, however we say it, goes to the Philadelphia Eagles, which I hate it, but it is what it is, Bryan. Jonah from Zona goes 31, which is way high. And Colson Loveland there at 32. That's your first round, Bryan. I ain't gonna lie, man. I would be laughing at a lot of these picks. I'd be laughing at these teams. Like, y'all can't draft for shit.
Well, they might be laughing at us in about 3 years if they're all right. But like I said, I think Dallas to come out of this. I think the thing that we learned on this mock draft is if we had to go get Carter, it's going to cost us a third.
Mm-hmm.
If we want to move up, it's probably going to cost us a third for a couple of different spots. Maybe you could flop and get something back. Sound like we're going to lose wide receivers right off the jump.
Yep.
That's a problem.
Yep.
If you're looking for one of those guys. So I'm just kind of in that mode right now of, those wide receivers are guys I really like. I mean, I like all those wide receivers.
Yeah.
And if that was going to be kind of my fallback, if we didn't have something available at 12 that I really liked, I was going to take one of those wide receivers.
Yeah.
Buka, I was going to take somebody like that.
Sure.
Yeah. But if you give me a shot, you give me a shot at You give me a shot to our Texas corner and stuff like that.
Yep.
Barron, I think I'll be okay. Okay, what do we got in the second round, bro?
Let's see. How is this thing set up? Hold on, I forgot how this damn thing. Okay, close and then open it back up. There we go. All right. Okay, it's over.
All
right. So Cameron Williams, the tackle from Texas. This is the farthest I've seen him fall, Brian. But hey, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I think that's pretty realistic there.
That's right about where you go. You know, these mocks and these rankings, they will always fix themselves over time. You know, they will always correct themselves.
Absolutely do.
Yeah.
The media scouts catch up with the real scouts. Is what happens. Now, okay, here's the Giants. You wouldn't like that big Tyler Booker going the guard from Alabama. You would not like him going the Giants, right?
Back-to-back 320-pound guards. I would hate this, especially that the Giants get Booker, but right after that, Millam goes to the Tennessee. I feel like the Titans draft offensive line every year almost. They've been drafting.
And they got running game Moses there as their coach. So
that could be a little group there. Let's get two more in. Benjamin Morrison, we just talked about him. He's in Jacksonville, and the Raiders go quarterback. Brian, do you think that we could possibly get 3 quarterbacks in the top 11, or do you think that guys like Milroe and some of the others are kind of going to fall into the second round?
I think they're going to fall. I think they're going to fall down.
You know, Brian, the only thing that makes me say that is I didn't think that Bo Nix would be a top guy, but it takes one. It takes one. You know, I mean, all it does is take one. But I would be scared to death to take Jalen Milroe in the top 10. Yeah,
I'd be scared to death.
Yeah, I feel you. The Patriots went Isaiah Bond, a little high for me. Deion Walker goes to the Bears. Sure, that
okay,
makes
man.
Sense.
I mean, the Bears always seem to have defensive linemen, and here's Deontay Walker. You know, it's Deion Walker. I'm sorry, but he is like. There's the guy we have some questions about. You know, sure. How hard does he play all the time?
Yep.
You know, so.
40 to the Saints, we got Josh Connerly. They go and get offensive line because their previous guys ain't working. Hey, makes a little bit of sense. Tyleek Williams, he's on TV right now. He goes to the Bears also. So hold on, the Bears go back to back.
They load up on defensive tackles, huh?
I don't hate it really. I really don't hate it.
No, I don't either. That's pretty solid.
If you're a bad team,
lineman though, gosh dang.
If you're a bad team, go do it. If you're a bad team and you ain't win the Super Bowl, no way, just double down.
I felt like Chicago, and I'm not going to act like I've seen every Chicago Bear game.
Yeah.
But
defense was solid.
Wasn't the offensive line the problem here?
The O-line was, they took Will Campbell in the first round, so I guess they
got Campbell, you know, now out of center, now out of guard. I mean, come on.
Double and triple. Maxwell Hairston from Kentucky goes to the second round.
I like him, a little nickel corner. Yeah, I like a little nickel corner from Kentucky.
I like him too.
He's a competitive player right there. I like that player.
Jackson Dart, another quarterback, goes 43 to the San Francisco 49ers.
There's people that think that if there's a third quarterback taken in this draft in the first round, it's going to be Jackson Dart.
Everybody write that down. When Brian says some people say, some interesting people probably have said it. I've heard that too, though, Brian, that people really like Dart.
People really do like Jackson Dart, and he'll probably work out really, really well for everybody, and they'll like his, they like the way they'll watch the tape. He's played with some outstanding wide receivers.
Yeah.
He moves around. Ole Miss wins games. I mean, Jackson Dart in the second round, San Francisco, boy, that makes a lot of sense right there, doesn't it?
Yep.
But that's if they don't decide to extend Brock Purdy, but man, I'll tell you what, Jackson Dart, pretty good football player.
And the Dallas Cowboys at 44, Brian. Where would you go here? If we end up taking Genty in the first round, what's your immediate, all right, we got to get this in round 2. Where are we going?
I think I'm looking at you took Genty in the first, right? Is what you're saying?
Yep.
What one techniques do I have left on the board? That's going to be my next question there.
Let's see. The one techniques you have left over on the board,
because
just pull you up there.
Yeah.
So on mine, Bryan Broaddus, the one techs that are available, we are wiped out at one tech unless you want to take Alfred Collins or TJ Sanders. I think it's a little early for those guys.
I really don't.
But Grant Williams, Harmon, and Walker, and Nolan for some people, we are wiped out at our second round one takes, Brian.
Okay, this is where you're gonna hate me.
Okay.
This is where you're gonna hate me right here. But I'm looking at this situation. Green has not gone, right?
Green gone. Green win the first
Green's
round.
gone.
Yeah.
Okay, he did go in the first round. That's what we were talking about him.
All the edges right there.
Yeah, all gone. This is where now I look at, this is where the Cowboys will look at potentially an injured player, right? Second round.
Sure. Okay.
Reveal, the East Carolina corner.
Let's see. Let's see if he went already. Let's see.
I don't think he did.
I can actually go control, find Reveal. Reveal went 23 to the Chargers.
What?
Yep.
You just skipped right by that then, because
No, he went.
I'm sorry about that.
He went 23, and Barron went 24. It was a little fast. It was a little fast.
And my apologies. I did not see that name. Okay, so we're out of Hunter, Reveal, Barron, Morrison, right?
Yep.
Will Johnson's gone. Harrison's gone. we're down all the defensive, the one techniques, right?
Yep.
We're down all those guys.
Yeah.
We've taken it back in the first round. Banks, Booker are gone. Jeez.
All you got, damn, your tackles are out of here. All you really have, Brian, is those handful of wide receivers that we looked at. Both runners are there, and you got a bunch of edges. And your safeties, I've
got my safeties there. I've got Winston from Penn State, who I like as a true free safety.
Yeah.
Watts from Notre Dame is a strong safety there.
Yeah.
There's a possibility.
Yeah.
Woo. I'll tell you what, man. This is tough. This is tough.
Yeah.
Because you're looking at,
we got pretty good right here, Brian. We got pretty good.
Yeah, you sure did. You sure did. Because like I said, I thought the defensive tackle group would stretch a little bit. It hasn't stretched.
Yeah.
Has not stretched.
Okay.
Like I thought.
Here's my big five right here, Brian. You ready? Here's my big five. I'm looking at maybe a runner. So best runner available, that could be like one.
Well, you took Genty, right?
Okay, so fair enough. So Genty, okay, fair, damn, okay, that's fair. Maybe we got to pass on Genty in some of these examples, Brian. Okay, but here we go.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, all right, do this. Mm-hmm. Say you took Banks at 12.
Okay.
Say you took Banks at 12.
Yeah.
Now you're open to take Hampton, Johnson,
yeah,
somewhere right around there.
Sure.
Does that work for you?
That works for me. Yeah. But if Genty's your first round,
77, and then at 77, then I think you start to think about
linebacker, maybe
Collins from Texas, Sanders maybe from South Carolina, something like that. Does that make sense, or is that
we can take him in the third? But I generally have a down opinion on TJ Sanders. Brian, I think it's either going to be one of
Sanders is a 2, right? You think Sanders is a 2?
TJ Sanders is a 3 for me.
Yeah.
He's a 3 for me.
3. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you're if you take Banks, your best option there is probably one of the runners.
Let me ask you this, Brian. Is it too early for Charles Grant from William and Mary?
Man, I got him in the third.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know. I 44. You're kind of hoping. I think I would turn around and look at the safeties at that point.
All right.
If I took Genty and then I would say Genty, Watts, Winston possibilities. If I took Banks, I would probably look at the runners.
Yeah.
What the runners are left.
Yeah.
The safeties are still in the mix for me too.
Well, let's see, Brian.
Grant Campbell, the linebacker from Alabama, went in this deal.
Yes, sir. Him and Jalen Walker went back to back 26 and 27, I believe.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So yeah.
Let's see, Brian.
Wow.
Let's see. At the 44th overall, the Cowboys take Donovan is from Boston College, the pass rusher.
Okay.
I'll take that.
I mean, Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my board. I'm looking at my board. Green, Pierce, Princely,
Gone.
and then him, all second round guys.
Yep.
So, you know, I I think I would again look at I'd look at the runner
Yeah.
but in this draft they took the runner.
Mhm.
So you eliminate that.
Yeah.
I'd still probably look at those safeties
Sure.
is what I would do.
Let's see what happens after this, Brian. Let's see what happens. Let's see how far the safeties fell a little bit. Harold Fanning goes 45, Brian. That's interesting right there. Kyron Lacey's in trouble. So Emory. That's sad. Emory. Okay, so Nick Emenawari from South Carolina.
He's the first safety off the board, other than Starks.
Other than Starks, yeah.
So yeah.
And there's your T.J. Sanders there at 49. Yeah. Ratledge goes 50 here.
You like that's your Georgia guard. He's a tough son of a bitch.
I love him, but I think that's a little high for Ratledge, man. I think Ratledge in real life is a third round kind of guy. Landon Jackson, okay, cool. Haven't seen this player yet, but I'm sure we'll get to him at some point. Trey Amos, I have seen him, and he was next on my board. I got him in the second round from Ole Miss there.
Sure.
Haven't seen this is one of your LSU guys right here. And then they start getting into some more running backs here. And Xavier Watt goes 56.
Okay.
Xavier Watt goes 56. Jack Sawyer 57.
Yeah.
Alec Ayamanyora goes 59.
See, he would be a consideration for me too at wide receiver.
For sure.
But man, maybe 44 might be a little rich for him. But
a little rich. Kennard goes 60. Baltimore just always racks him up like that, Brian.
Yeah.
And let's see. We do not get your Caleb Johnson was there. Okay, cool. But we do not get your we got 3 rounds, Brian. So yeah, we don't get your safety there. What's your let me see. Control, find
70, pick 77.
77. Okay, damn. Yeah. I'll just speed up there. Let's just figure this out. 77. Xavier Restrepo, 76. Xavier Restrepo.
We just 76, okay.
Yeah, we just watched him yesterday, Brian.
Yep.
Just watched him yesterday. So that's your haul. You get a slot receipt. Cowboys not taking him because he's small, but you get a.
So they took the
Donovan the pass rusher. Yep.
They took the pass rusher and they took the wide receiver. All that we've talked about.
Slot receiver. Yeah. Yeah. So that's where we at, Brian. But hey, man,
happy about that?
Hey, man,
it makes me think. I mean, it makes me think what's wrong with Watts.
Sure.
I need to ask my gang at 7 about Watts. If there's maybe the injury and stuff like that drove him down the board. I think that dude's a hell of a football player, man. Guy leads the nation in not missing tackles, like 2%. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
But cover, can run. I mean, okay, we'll see.
I didn't expect us to get wiped out like that, though, Brian. I didn't. Well, not wiped out, but some of our favorite guys went back to back like that.
Well, what happened was we got in a situation where we thought, oh, well, hey, there'll be a first round receiver. Oh, hey, there'll be a No, we were struggling with that a little bit. I mean, how about all those one techniques being gone?
Out of here. Back to back.
Right off the bat. You think, at 44, we'll grab a one. Gone.
Yeah.
All of them gone.
And honestly, Brian, maybe that's just this draft because the first round is just like that. Like those blue chip guys are gonna run out.
Yeah.
And now you got your second round grades here. And when those second round and look, maybe the second round grades run out so fast because they all gotta go in the first somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. If you got 15 guys, player 16 is gonna have a second round grade on your board, but here we go. You know, a lot of those guys gone.
Brian, that was a fun exercise, and I think
were you encouraged or were you discouraged by that exercise?
I was discouraged because I wanted one of my one techs to be there, but they gone. And if my one techs wasn't there, I'll take a guard, but they was gone. I think at the end of the day, Brian, what this shows you is that taking Ashton Jeanty in the first round is going to have some consequences here because there's plenty running backs later on. Like Hampton and Caleb and Judkins and all those guys, they weren't even touched yet.
Yeah.
While we up here looking for stuff. So maybe the right thing to do is to get the wide receivers and get the offensive linemen, defensive linemen early while you can. And then go for the running backs and pass rushers maybe a little bit later.
Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Sure does.
Ladies and gentlemen, this thing is going to continue to evolve, and Voch Lombardi and Bryan Broaddus going to keep breaking it down for you. I'm sure somebody's going to make some money at the Senior Bowl. They're going to make some money at the Combine,
Yeah.
and we're going to have to do this like 3 or 4 more times, but Bryan will be right here and on DallasCowboys.com doing it when it's time to do so. All right?
Yeah, we got a draft show on Monday. We got a draft show Monday, Tuesday, Thursday this coming up week. So keep an eye on that. And also too, you and I will get together back on Monday. You gave me a homework assignment. So over the weekend, I've got to work on some players and figure out some things.
Bryan and I are going to double down on some running backs. You know, normally we just kind of jump around PFF's big board or whatnot, but I think now we're going to take bunches of a group and just start knocking those out. So, and we haven't gotten into a bunch of running backs. So let's start breaking down some running backs. So that means y'all need to start breaking down some running backs too, and we'll meet up here and we'll all talk about it. All right?
Sounds good.
VOCHLOMBARD on all social media. I'm trying to get paid on Twitter. Please help me out. And BRY Broaddus on social media is there. And I told y'all the great place that y'all can find his work. And we will catch y'all next time on Monday, not Sunday, because the Cowboys ain't playing for nothing. All right? Crown.